My found in fandom statement is community. Hi everybody, it is Kristen here, and I'm so excited to welcome you to episode 1 of my new series that is going to be here on YouTube called Found in Fandom. So in this series, I am going to be interviewing other fans, creators, and hopefully some professionals just to see about their experiences in the fandom space and this community and how it has impacted their lives. I hope this series reminds you of the beauty that is being a fan. There's power in watching stories and loving stories that make you feel seen. So thank you for being such an amazing part of my journey, and I cannot wait to share the stories of others as these episodes come out. I would love for you to share how you found yourself in fandom. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. So because I would never ask anybody questions that I wouldn't answer myself, looks like I am up first. I asked my friends over on social media to send me any questions that they would like to know about me and my experience within this fandom. And I am so excited because so many amazing questions came in, and I cannot wait to talk about them in this video. Normally in one of these videos, I would be asking someone else the questions, but obviously since this is an interview with me, I will be asking myself the questions. So it might seem a little bit funny, but we'll get through it. I am not worried. So let's go back to the beginning, 2022, and discover how it all started. How were you introduced to BL shows, and what was your first BL, and what were your thoughts? So I love this question because I find whenever I tell people the answer, they're always a little bit shocked because yes, it is a little unorthodox. But I was introduced to BL by my daughter Abby, who you would know from my other videos. We used to watch K-dramas and things like that together, and one day she just came up to me and was like, I have a show recommendation for you. It's on YouTube. It's all out. It's free to watch. But the thing is, it's in Thai, so it's a little different than the K-dramas you're used to, but I still think you would like it. And she literally, that is all she told me. She didn't tell me anything. And I'd never watched a BL, so I didn't know what to expect. I think the closest thing, like I had just binge watched Heartstopper that summer too. So I'm wondering if maybe that's why she thought I would like it, because I absolutely loved Heartstopper. But yeah, she did not give me anything else but that. So obviously I watched it because she always gives me good recommendations. And I was completely floored. It was Bad Buddy, which honestly is such a good introduction to the genre. It's probably one of those shows that when people ask, what show should I start with? Bad Buddy, always on the list. I feel like it's such a good story, and the characters are so great, and it has all of these tropes that we all just know and love that are usually consistent through other BL series. I watched it and it was like the skies parted and the sun shone down on me, and I was so happy, and it was like nothing I had ever seen before. And I'm honestly shocked at how quickly I became a BL fangirl. But it was like that. I don't even think I was done that series, but by the time I was like, this is it. This is all I want to see in the future. How did you stumble into the fandom, and where did you find your voice in this community? I don't know how I stumbled into the fandom, but I feel like stumble is the perfect way to explain it because that is literally how I do everything in my life. I just stumble into it, and the next thing I know, I'm there. And I think that really describes how I ended up in BL and GL. I just honestly opened my eyes one day and I was there. But I think the thing that kind of launched me into the active creator aspect of fandom was in October of 2022. I think I had watched by then Bad Buddy, Cherry Blossoms After Winter, and Until We Meet Again. I decided to make this video. So I don't know if you're like me, obsessed with like K-dramas and BL dramas and all of that fun stuff, but you don't have any real in-person friends that you can talk to about them because they don't watch them. But if you are like me, we need to connect because I'm going crazy without anyone to talk to. And I posted it really late at night, right before I went to bed, and I woke up to hundreds and hundreds of comments and my DMs busting open, and I was blown away. Like, I was freaking out, and I honestly haven't stopped creating since then. And as for my voice, I don't really know how I found my specific voice. I don't think I ever started out trying to have a voice. I just wanted to talk and get all of my feelings and my emotions and everything out of my body. And I wanted to do it in the most me way possible, as authentically as possible. So I think it just came naturally. That's the best way I can explain that. Okay, let's talk about being a creator within the fandom, which can sometimes be a little bit different than just being a fan in the fandom itself. How did you start your channel? So I already had an existing TikTok and Instagram. It was more bookish content because that's what I was into before. I had an online book box company. So it was just natural that that's the content that I made because I was and still very much am in the bookish fandom space. But when my interest changed and I started getting hyperfixated on BL and GL, obviously my channel changed. And that's fine because that's just how things progress sometimes. So it was never intentional to start this channel, but it just came naturally. As for my YouTube, the YouTube channel was something I intentionally started, and that was because I started making edits on TikTok and I was having so much fun and I wanted to have a space to put longer edits. And fun fact, making long full song edits, so hard. I have some on my channel, not very many because it takes time, but I love doing it. So I wanted just a space to do that. And as far as what my channel has become now with my commentary and my reactions and things like this, it was just kind of a natural progression for me. I am a social media content creator, coach, consultant, manager for my day job. So doing this kind of stuff is just a natural progression. It wasn't such a huge leap, if I'm going to be honest. How do you handle toxic fan bases and comments? Ooh, I am really lucky, very lucky. I have not had a ton of toxic comments on my pages, on any of my content, but when I do, it's an immediate delete and genuinely an immediate block because I don't have time for that. I need this to be a safe space for myself, but I also need it to be a safe space for anyone who is following or in my audience. I don't want anybody going into my comment sections and getting triggered or attacked or anything like that because of toxicity. And I feel like that also goes along with the fan bases because if we're being honest, there's toxic fan bases. There's toxic fan bases in every fandom. Look at sports. Come on. It exists everywhere. And I just don't give it the time of day. But here's the thing I want to say. I was warned about certain fan bases. I'm not going to say who they are. But I feel like that is a huge misconception within our BL space. You're going to find toxicity in every fandom. It just exists, but that doesn't mean the entire fandom is bad. I think we just need to give each other some grace. And I don't write anybody off. I don't write any fandom off. I just don't do it, but I will not give space to toxicity. And also when it comes to the toxic comments and the toxic fan bases, I try to combat that by being the complete opposite. So you very rarely will I bring any sort of negativity. If I don't like something, I'm just not going to talk about it. That's just my personal opinion. I don't like negative clickbait. I don't like rage bait. I don't see a purpose, but how does being a BL creator impact your interactions in real life? And have you ever found it hard to talk to friends and family about BL? This is a very interesting question, and I had a few that were very similar asking me about this, and it's kind of strange because I had to really think about who do I even talk to in my real life about this stuff. I obviously talk to Jeff, my husband, I talk to Abby, and I talk to my best friend, and that's really about it. My mom follows me, so she watches my stuff, but we don't really talk about shows, but I mean, that's just, we don't She doesn't watch them. So it's basically usually just me talking at people. I don't have anyone to talk with. I just talk at them, other than Abby. I don't think it has impacted my interactions in real life that much, because I find when people ask what I do, I can't seem to even get past the point of I make content online or I have a YouTube channel. Like literally that's as far as we get into the conversation, where before people are confused. And it's amazing that I don't even get to the point to tell people what I talk about, because they can't get over the fact that I create content online. They just don't understand it. And I think it's, gosh, this is, okay, I'm older. So a lot of the people that I know are older and just don't get it, which is really unfortunate. So I don't really talk about it, but that's why I'm on here. I have you guys. So let's talk a little bit about the emotional impact that being a part of the BL and GL community has had on me. When watching a show, has something ever deeply affected you? And has BL changed your perception of love? I don't think I could pinpoint something that out of all of them that has affected me the most. I have obviously been impacted deeply by so many scenes, by so many shows, by so many storylines. And I have cried buckets of tears because I find BL has this ability to tell these stories that really get to your heart. But some of the things that it has changed my perception of and has impacted me, one of them is, what type of person do I want to be and what type of parent do I want to be? Because we have seen those horrible, horrible parents on BL. Like some of the worst parents I've ever seen are in these BLs, but also some of the greatest. You know what it's like when you have a parent that accepts what our characters are going through on those shows. Like it is so emotional, impactful. And I just remember always thinking that I would never want to be like those bad parents. And it might sound really silly, but like I have kids. Like they're like 16 and 21 right now. Like the last type of person I would ever want to be is like those bad BL moms and dads. And that probably has been the biggest impact on me personally. It has 100% changed my perception of love. These stories and these shows have really impacted me in my perception of love and how beautiful it is and how it's for everybody. What does being a BL fan bring to your daily life, and why do you think people get so hooked? Being a BL fan brings me extreme joy. It brings me extreme joy every single day because there's so many shows that I just love to watch, going online and on Instagram and seeing edits and seeing the actors posting and the community that I have been able to a part of. Like some of my very best friends, like I call them my family, I met through BL. So that is what being a fan has brought to me. It's brought me extreme joy, extreme joy. And I think people get so hooked on BL is because we get extreme joy. It's just, it brings such joy and such beauty, and it's opening a world to some of us that maybe we've never experienced before and never understood, and it's been able to give us a brand new perspective on love and life and the people that we want to be. So I had some questions just about Thai BL and the industry in general, which I thought were actually quite surprising, but let's go. What do you think is next for Thai BL industry? I honestly think it's going to be just getting more and more popular. I think internationally, I think domestically, it's going to just explode. We've seen it, like even just in the short period of time that I've been active, it's just grown so incredibly much. What do you think the BL industry still needs to improve? I really want them to recognize how many international fans they have, because sometimes we feel very left out. And I know, like, I understand, I get it, but like, I would love to see improvement there. What are your thoughts on NC scenes? There's a lot of controversy and a lot of people talking about NCCs all the time. And there's a lot of different voices saying a lot of different things. But for me personally, I don't mind if they're there and I don't mind if they're not. What I do mind is when they're forced into a show and it doesn't fit the tone or the storyline and it's just put there for I guess views, and I don't like that. I don't like anything gratuitous, whether it's sex, drugs, violence, language. Like if it doesn't fit the tone of the story, I find it useless. Regardless. So that's kind of my opinion on that. What do you think about pairings and the shipping culture? I am a huge fan of pairings. I think it's fun. I also think that those actors should be free to work with other people, and fans should chill and be fine with that because it's literally their job. But I think it's fun. I think that the shipping culture and the pairings and how they do these concerts and events and all of the different things that they put into it, it's creating this entire experience. It's not like Western media where you have two people, they work with each other and you never see them again. There's no way to engage with your favorite things afterwards. With this, it's like you're given so much more, and I think it's very smart because it really gets the fans sucked in. And I do want to say I am not against fan service because I know what it is. I think that when people start saying fan service is lying to the fans, they are misunderstanding what's happening. I don't want to get too much into that because I might get in trouble. But honestly, it's fan service is fan service. It is them putting on a show. It's not them lying to us. It's very different. And I think people just need to let these guys do their jobs. Just let them do their jobs. All right, I had some quick questions. So this is a quick lightning round. Favorite BL couples? My favorites. Okay. So many. But Afghan, number 1. Tae Nu, June Dunk, Joss Gawain. I will watch any of those. Oh, First Cow. I really like Junior and Mark. I really like I could keep going on. Gemini and Fourth. I really like a lot of people. They're all fantastic at their jobs. Least favorite BLs. Ooh, I just don't like ones that are scary. There's nothing specific. I'm not gonna say a specific name, but I don't like ones that are scary or have no plot. One scene you'll never forget. I will literally never forget the flag scene in Not Me. That is iconic and it will stay iconic forever. How long do you plan to keep making videos? As long as people will watch them. And as long as I'm enjoying doing it. When are you visiting Thailand? Seriously, that would be a dream come true. Dream come true. Cannot finish this video without talking about what I have found in fandom. My found in fandom statement is community. So I have found community, which literally saved me from drowning. And that sounds so dramatic, and I know you guys know I'm dramatic, but I'm not exaggerating. So I'm not going to get too much into really personal things here, but a few years ago, we made a choice as a family to leave kind of the social circle that we knew for most of our adult lives. I'm talking like 20 years. And unfortunately, that meant losing a lot of our friends and support system and the community that we had surrounded ourselves with. And I don't regret it. We don't regret it. As a family, we are so much better off. As individuals, we are so much better off. Like, we often say I would rather be alone than back in that space. And I'm not saying anyone was bad people. Like, that's not what I'm trying to imply. It was just not good for us. So I really struggled personally with trust and trusting people. And I don't know. I really struggled because I didn't have those people around me anymore. And I didn't know what to do. So I think when I found this space and everyone was so kind and so welcoming, and where literally our fandom is based around something that's so beautiful and this love that we have for these stories, like it's such a wonderful place to be. And it gave me what I needed when I needed it. And now it's given me the opportunity to be that community for other people, hopefully when they need it. And what a beautiful full circle kind of thing. You know, like I would honestly say I've found healing within this community. I've found healing in these stories. I've found healing in these fandoms. I have found a place to belong. I have found people that I love. I have found family in these groups of people that I literally never want to lose. To say that the impact of being a part of this fandom has had on me is huge is the understatement. It saved me, and I'm eternally grateful for that. It's improved my relationships with those around me because it's helped me be a truer version of myself, in that I feel stronger. I feel like I can voice my thoughts more. I feel more empowered to stand up for what I believe in and stand up for my friends and to stand up for the injustices that I see, where I was never felt empowered before. In fact, I always felt the opposite where I was before. Yeah, I think it's helped me be just a better the version of myself I wanted to be. It's helped me discover things about myself that I had locked away. It's amazing what, number one, being part of a fandom can do, being part of a community, but specifically the fandom that I'm in, the BL and GL community. It's amazing what it can do. And I'm sad that people misunderstand or misrepresent what it is, because it is beautiful and it's so full of love that I'm just really happy to be here, and I'm just really happy you guys have given me a space and a voice that I didn't feel like I had before. So thank you. So after that long-winded statement, my found in fandom statement is I found community, I found myself. So yeah.